Hello, this is Unit 3 News. Today, we will look back into our Unit 3 and see what many things happened. Now to the fields in East Asia.
Thanks, Shelby. It's Emily here reporting from East Asia, here to promote the new founding of Neo-Confucianism. The Song dynasty had the brilliant idea to make their own new sort of religion, a combination of some Confucian ideas and a little bit of Buddhist ones. To be completely honest, I'm a little bit scared to be here. Women's status has decreased rapidly here. The concept of foot binding arose in the late Song dynasty, which brought an all-time low for the status of Chinese women. Last, let's take a look at this Grand Canal. This legendary man-made bridge between the Yellow and Yangtze rivers was completely man-made by the Tang dynasty and served as a great source for internal trade. That's all I got.
Thank you, Emily. Now, we go to me in Byzantine.
Now, in Constantinople, at the capital, roughly around 5:30, I'm here with Justinian. And what are you working on?
I'm working on my law code.
Very nice. Now, Byzantine is located in a very economically sound area. Near the Bosphorus Strait, they have reconquered most of Roman territory. In other news, the Byzantine Empire has split off into their own Christianity. Differences such as icons and the king as the head of the church are differences. Back to you.
Thanks. Now to Western Africa with Grace.
I'm here in North Africa around Ghana with an Arab soldier. What are you doing here in Africa?
The army is on a military scouting mission to continue the spread of Islam. Here I am with my trusty camel.
Nice. What other places have you already seen and conquered?
We have conquered many places including Mesopotamia, Egypt, and the Persian Empire. We want all of North Africa to be under control of the Arab Caliphate.
And what is your reasoning behind this?
It is all because of the leader Muhammad. We hope that the conquest of the North Africa should continue under the Umayyad dynasty.
Thank you for sharing with us.
Come on, camel. Let's go.
Let's check with Emily in Western Europe.
Thanks, Shelby. As you can see here, we are currently in the land of a lord. Feudalism plays a big part in the social structure of Western Europe. The different social classes from high status to low status are kings, lords, vassals, knights, and serfs. Here we even have a knight practicing for battle. The amount of land you own is directly correlated to your status. Now there was also manorialism, which was very similar to feudalism, but feudalism was more centered on political and militaristic views, while manorialism was more focused on the economic organization of a feudal state. Ever heard of the Vikings?
Where?
Well, I bet you'd be surprised to know that these sea-loving raiders indirectly helped feudalism thrive. When their raids lessened, it gave the feudal system a chance to get stronger. Now, if you were to explore farther into Europe, you would come across monks. These male missionaries were extraordinary because of their will to give everything up in order to spread the word of God. That's all I've got for you, Shelby. Back to you.
Thanks, Emily. Now to Shelby in America.
I'm here in the Mayan civilization. They really stepped up the game here in America. Slashing and burning to make room for fields or agricultural products such as maize and other new interesting items like the Western world hasn't heard of, like chilies. Speaking of interesting and new, the Mayans have something of an amusement. Ball courts. Nothing like we've seen in the West. Really? Are you sure? This just in. The Mayans sacrificed their prisoners of war. More on that later. Back to you, Shelby.
Well, this is Shelby Haley signing off from Unit 3 News. Unless... Hello? Oh my gosh. Let's go back to East Asia for more exciting news.
Here we are back in East Asia, and as you can see, there's quite a lot going on here. Over time, women's rights and status has gotten better, which is wonderful, and the foreign trade is still very prosperous. Surprisingly, those Confucian-based civil service exams have come to an end, and the safety of merchants has increased on the Silk Road ever since those pesky Mongols came into power. Speaking of traveling and merchants, have you met Marco Polo? Tell me, Marco, how far have you traveled?
Well, I've traveled just about everywhere, but I've heard that I'm most recognized for my journal entries from my trip to Europe to China in the 13th century.
From Europe to China? But you couldn't have gone all alone. How old were you?
Oh, well, I wasn't alone. I made the journey when I was just 17 with my uncle and father.
How interesting. Well, it's been great talking to you, Margot. Back to you, Shelby.
Very interesting, Emily. Now, let's check up on the Third Holy Roman Empire.
I'm here in the Third Holy Roman Empire, standing in the middle of a trade center, Kiev, of Russia. Now, obviously we have changed locations, but the religion has stayed the same between here and the actual Byzantine Empire. The religion was adopted when told of the majestic Hagia Sophia. Another change is the language. The Eastern Orthodox Church wrote in Greek, while the Russians wrote in Cyrillic alphabet. The Cyrillic alphabet was made by missionaries who went to Russia so they could have writings with the Bible scriptures for the people.
Thanks. Now to Western Africa with Grace.
I am now back in North Africa near the Sahara Desert in 1324. This is where Mali has grown and progressed into a major empire. There are many people traveling through the desert in this area to trade gold and salt. I wonder if the man over there is a trader. Hi, who are you?
I'm Mansa Musa.
Are you a gold or a salt trader?
No, I just left Mali and I'm going to the Hajj because I'm a devoted Muslim.
Are you from Mali? Have you heard of Timbuktu?
Yes, actually. I designed a mosque in Timbuktu. It's a very big and beautiful city. I must continue my pilgrimage to Mecca. Goodbye.
Bye, thank you for your time. It is amazing how, though Mali is the third major civilization in northern Africa, they kept Islam as one of their major religions. Also, trade has been a major culture shift. The thing that has changed is that Mali has major world contacts more so than Ghana. That's it for me, Grace, signing out.
Let's check with Emily in Western Europe.
Thanks, Shelby. I'm here with Charlemagne, also known as Charles the Great. Tell me, Charles, how did you become so great?
Well, all I really did was my job. When my father Pepin crowned me, from that point on, I just worked on building up my land. The Holy Roman Empire.
Yo, Charlemagne, you gotta go levy some taxes.
Hey, sorry, I gotta go. I've got some complaints about levying taxes. It's complicated.
Bye. Well, anyways, some amazing changes happened here while we were gone. The social structures have changed from feudalism to manorialism to small groups of states, but they've kept Roman Catholicism and the power of the Pope is still strong. I might as well talk about some population decreases in Western Europe. First of all, the Holy Wars or Crusades. These wars were fought between Islam and Christianity over the possession of the Holy Lands. These wars caused the death of millions. Second, the terrible bubonic plague is well on its way. Over 25 million people have died from this terrible sickness. So tragic. Back to you, Shelby.
Thanks, Emily. Now to Shelby in America.
Back in the Americas, near our first location, but not quite. Still, it is all in central Mexico. This civilization is called the Aztecs. The Aztecs learned how to get around their environmental difficulties with chinapas, basically farms around in canals of water. Another amazing feat the Aztecs did were sacrificial pyramids that were large and showed technology wasn't as far away from Western technology as we thought. Wow! An actual live sacrifice! Excuse me, are you the fated human?
Yes, sadly.
Why sadly? Wouldn't this be an honor?
Well, the Aztecs take human sacrifice to the extreme, you know. Sacrifices are more typical than they were in the Mayan civilization, apparently.
Really? That's amazing. Well, good luck with that.
Thank you.
Oh, alright.
Into the fire.
Alright, going, it's fine.
There you have it, folks. Changes in the Americas were locations, environment, and agricultural technologies, but they still have the same human sacrifice. This is Grace signing out at Unit 3 News.